Hey everyone, and welcome to After the Weekend. This is JT Gunn, and I have on my left, I'm going to say,
Bread of Liberty.
Brett. Well, don't give our secret away.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Who are you again?
I'm Art to the Icky.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long day, but I'm happy to be hanging out.
Yeah, me too. It was a long day.
And I'm excited to see your picks for tonight.
Oh, yeah, me too. We'll get into that. And everybody, welcome back to the channel After the Weekend, where we do nostalgia reviews. And we have, he's coming back, just like you did. He went hiatus for a little bit, but now he's back. He has a new setup and a new flashy logo. Hey, Beard of Liberty. Or some call Bread of Liberty.
It's not a new setup if it's not done yet, so don't go promising nothing. I may still be putting some of it together while I'm talking.
He's having trouble with IKEA.
Where's that Allen wrench?
I have a multi-tool, my friend. I don't need no Allen wrench. They put in the box.
Well, that's why you haven't finished it quickly. Is if you use the IKEA Allen wrench, it goes a lot quicker. You know,
lies.
Well, it's good to see you, Beard, and welcome back.
Yeah, good to be here back.
I know. It's nice to have you back.
Yeah, it's fun with the three of us doing these silly video streams and hanging out and talk about old movies and having a good time. So last time we are recording, we did Rick's favorite movie posters and VHS covers. This week, we're going to do mine, and I have some surprises for you. And then Beard of Liberty, whenever you're ready, we will do yours. Sound like a plan?
Sounds good.
All right. And everybody else, if you are now just joining us or whatever, make sure to hit that like button. And that way it helps us out, get out in the algorithm. Well, before I get to the my picks, R2's picks were pretty fun last time. He had Jaws, he had Ghostbusters, he had his favorite movie, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
You had Beard. Do you know which movies he picked?
I would have been able to name the ones you just named. I've slept since then, so the brain it forgets some things. There's not a lot of storage space up there still.
Episode. I'm so hurt.
I was there. I was even in the chat for a moment. I may have still been multitasking, building some things. But
Move this man!
I had Jurassic Park. I had Ghostbusters. I had Monster Squad.
Yeah. So his honorable mentions were pretty good too. So if you want to check that video out, you can. I'll link it in the video description and on the video. So we're gonna get right into my list. Here we go. JT's favorite movie covers. Now these aren't like
that section behind the beads at the video store.
Yeah, behind the beads. Now, just a reminder, I did work at a video store, and I saw a lot of interesting covers when I was in, and there were some I was going to pick that I remembered, but it's definitely not for our channel. We may have to do a late night show and show them. But there are some of these
after the weekend behind the black curtain.
Yes, we could.
I was just gonna say, what was your boss's name at the video store?
His name was Derek.
Were you ever like, Derek, we got to replace the Wild Things VHS again?
No. No.
They burned out that section.
There were other ones that we probably had to replace, but not Wild Things. No. He knew about that one though. Now interesting with movie posters and VHS covers. Sometimes they were different, but sometimes they were the same. So as you'll see, like the ones I picked, I just kind of showed the back of the VH cover because it was pretty much the same on the cover here. And like some of these were movies that have never seen. I just thought they were pretty crazy. I just remember vividly as a kid, like, or when I was working at a video store, that these are some interesting covers, or maybe even scared me a little bit. So some of them I have never seen. And yeah, so we'll go with the first one. This is a like an adventure film, and I kind of liked it because I liked Karate Kid, and I like Elizabeth Shue in Karate Kid, and so yeah, here you go. Adventures in Babysitting. I always thought this one was funny because they're like climbing a wall, and like there's a kid hanging off the neck of a babysitter, and she's holding all their weight. And I think Thor's in this movie, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Yeah, it's got Thor. This is a great pick. This is a fun movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I like the cover, and I know I've seen it, but shockingly, to nobody, I have not seen this movie.
It is. We should review this movie. We should try to watch it. It is along the lines of that, like.
All I gotta say is Elizabeth Shue's a babe.
Yeah, I mean, when I was a youngster, I flocked to anything she made. So it's in Chicago.
You what? Flocked. Sorry. Okay.
Flocked.
Never mind.
Chicago. Yeah.
Gaming.
Oh boy. Okay, so basically, she's babysitting two kind of like semi-teenagers. I think they're in their freshman or 8th grade, and they don't feel like they should be babysat. And then they have one of the guy's little sister, and they get lost somehow. I can't remember. That's why we have to review this movie. But they get lost in Chicago, like the seedy parts of Chicago.
Okay.
She's got to go pick up her friend who decided to run away. Remember?
Oh yeah, and their tire, they have a flat tire, and they end up meeting Thor, the actual Thor.
Yeah, the little girl's obsessed with Thor.
Yeah, and he's apparently could be the real Thor. And he owns a tow trucking company in Chicago.
Of course he does.
Oddly enough, he kind of looks like
it would be a lot weirder if he had a tow trucking company in Cleveland.
I mean, does he at least name his truck Mjolnir?
No, but he has the hammer. He does have the hammer. He does have the hammer.
Okay.
He does have the hat. Because I don't want to ruin it, but there's a little like thing to it. Like he's could be the real Thor. But Elizabeth
Shue was sore.
Yeah, Elizabeth Shue though, she was great in this movie. She has a pretty. A lot of people know the beginning of this movie when she's dancing and like singing to herself while she's trying on clothes to go on a date. But yeah, it's and the kid that she's babysitting, sort of like the brother of the girl, he has a crush on her. So, because I'm pretty sure he's either a freshman or like an 8th grader, and she's like a senior, so
yeah,
that kind of thing.
Okay. No, this is the one where I'm like, when you said it, I'm like, oh, you're right. We should review this.
We should review this movie. This would be a fun movie to review. I don't know why we should do like offbeat superhero movies, and this would be one of them because, like I said, she's a superhero, but Thor's in it. So yeah, good stuff. And you can see the back of the VHS cover there. The Touchstone home video. That was Disney, I think, back then.
I was gonna say this. I don't think it is, but this very much feels like a John Hughes film too.
It was not. I don't think it was a John Hughes film.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think so either. But
no, but it was Touchstone, which was under Disney, and it was wonderfully entertaining, superbly performed. So yeah, a lot of good. That's what that's quotes on the back of the.
I was about to say that sounds like you're quoting the back of the box.
I am. That's what they would say on the boxes, So yeah, there you go. Yeah, Elizabeth Shue, and then I can't remember
Thank you, Richard Roper.
Yeah.
So this was it was written by David Simpkins and directed by Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, because Chris Columbus did Home Alone, and that was John Hughes.
So
John Hughes
yeah,
film. He
I
wrote
can
that.
see where
Yeah,
you made the connection there.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's definitely the
it's got some
vibe.
zany stuff in it. It's pretty fun. So good one.
Yeah.
So we should definitely review this. We should make a mental note. Someone should leave a comment to remind us about reviewing this movie. So I think it would be fun. Alrighty. All right. So the next
Nicole's gonna
one,
remind us to review this.
Nicole will. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? She probably
Mm.
loves this movie.
Yeah.
She'll probably want to review it with us. All right,
Probably.
so the next poster is now we've done a few of his movies before on the channel, Rick. And we did it way back when with our old co-host. Um, and but he always had some really funny covers. But this was one of his original ones, and I thought this was hilarious as a kid. I love this movie, but I always remember looking into the details of
Yes.
this DVD cover. So this is Ernest Goes to Camp, and I believe this is his first like big Ernest movie.
Yeah.
If you look in the background, there's like a guy like deadlifting or like lifting up another dude. There's like a squirrel jumping over a head of somebody. There's like wild stuff in this cover. And this was like the era of like when they would do this. Like you had like VHS covers or movie posters like Animal House, right? Where you had to like look at that thing for hours and find all of the really detailed silliness within it. And I thought,
All
oh,
nods to characters or like scenes that occur in the film. Like you're
yeah,
like, oh, I get that reference.
yeah, and someone hand drew this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really good. Um, I think
Well,
Animal
just
House
in
is
general, I
really
do
good.
love the Ernest movies, and this was the first Ernest movie. When you actually look at the origin of the Ernest character by Jim Varney, by going from like a local commercial dude to the sensation that he was. Actually, we could probably do a show on Jim Varney because his life was he was a nobody, and then he became
He was a
Ernest, and everybody
pitchman.
knew Ernest.
Mhm.
So,
You know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah,
know what I mean, Bird?
yeah, he was great. And like I said, this was his first. This is one of his best. I think this is one of my favorite ones because he's a camp
Yeah,
counselor, sorta, at a summer camp, and he kind of like picks up on the like outcast kids, and they have like a summer competition, and he helps them, I think, take care of that. But
yeah, but
from
I
what I
mean, kind of
remember,
specifically with the art that we see here, this is basically the family friendly version of like Animal House, like
yeah,
cover art, where it kind of shows you all these little bits of plot and these little gimmicks that happen throughout the movie, and they just throw as many of them onto the
didn't,
cover as
yeah,
they can.
And
and
well, let's say the chef in the top left corner. I can't think of his name, but he's always like Bobby. He's like, I got an idea for a recipe.
yep, yep. I think he has like a badger in his pants. I can't
He
quite tell.
wasn't he the other like the other half of the Ernest duo, because there was Ernest, but then he had a regular guy that
No,
would pop in every
he
now and
just
then.
for the films series, he was in quite a few of them.
Okay.
And then there was a certain point, I think him and the director had, I remember reading, had a falling out. But
Uh
it was just the character that was created kind of in the Ernest film series that he showed up because he's also in like the Christmas one, Ernest
Yeah, he
Saves
is.
Christmas,
I think
mm,
he's
and
also in
like
the jail.
in the
Ernest
jail
goes to
one
jail.
too. Yeah. He's like the head guard
I
at
must be
at the bank.
misremembering, because I thought he was also one of the guys that showed up during the short-lived like Ernest TV show.
He might have. He might have, but
And I think he
yeah.
was in Ernest Scared Stupid. That's the one we reviewed. Um,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't
I'm probably
remember on
getting my
that one.
wires crossed here, but
that's
yeah.
okay. Another it happens. Another Touchstone video. But yeah, what was the camp name? Camp Kikawaki.
Kikaki.
Kikaki, that's what it is. Yeah, you're right. So this was a fun movie. Again, we should probably review this one as well. But the detail of the shenanigans. in the background is just
yes.
hilarious,
Yeah.
and it makes it a great movie poster and a VHS cover. Because you, as a kid, right, if you're in the video store, you'd be staring at that for hours. Like,
Well, see, and you can tell from everything there, you can tell down there near the bottom, near Ernest's left knee, is the no nonsense camp nurse that he's going to fall for.
it always
She's
has to
the
be on his
only
left knee.
serious one there.
That is true. He does fall for her, and they do kind of have a thing. So that's pretty fun. There you go. There you go. Ernest Goes to Camp. And again, everyone, maybe comment below what your favorite Ernest movie is, and if you enjoyed his covers. I think that would be helpful
Yeah.
for us. Maybe we
This is a
review
good
all
choice.
Ernest movies. Yeah, yeah. I told you I'm gonna have some surprises. So the next one's a little on the scarier side, and this cover terrified me so much I never wanted to rent it, but I was so intrigued by it. Like, what is this movie about?
Oh God, it's
And
Barney and Friends.
but I was like, I never wanted to rent this movie. It just, I don't know, for whatever reason, I remember as a kid, and when I look at it as an adult, I'm like, that's not that scary. But as a kid, it was pretty scary. And I actually have not seen this movie at all to this day. And it is part of the Halloween series, but it is Halloween 3
Oh,
Season of
Huh.
the Witch. This, for whatever reason, these kids walking in the red sunlight silhouette with these weird costumes, and it says the night no one comes home. For whatever reason, this creeped me out as a kid. VHS cover.
I see. I know what it was. I think I figured it out. You didn't realize just yet that you would be into any kind of graphic design, and what really haunted you to your core is the fact that instead of cropping that image, they just squished those kids skinny.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
That's the first thing that jumped out at me. I'm like,
I
why
was gonna
is
say, I
this
look at this
terrible
and I'm
editing?
like, the head looks like a troll head. Remember those troll dolls? That's what it makes me think of.
Well, I always thought so. When I always thought Halloween is a fun thing for a kid, right? But then I found this movie cover and I was like, what is this?
You're like, oh God, I might die.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, I did at the time, I never heard of the Halloween series. I knew who Freddy Krueger was, but I never knew what this was. And I was like, why is there this floating head? Why is
I
it?
feel like I
This?
should. I feel like I should read the back of the cover here because I've never actually seen this movie. I have no
Yeah,
idea.
I haven't seen it either.
So I
So
can't comment on it.
I haven't seen this either. I've seen a few of the Halloween films, but mainly just bits and pieces. But I want to say, I swear I read about this, and I almost want to say like there's no Michael Myers in this one.
No.
Okay, actually, yeah. I was just reading the back of the thing.
Go ahead and read it, Beard.
Okay, may I? Okay. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is an entirely original new movie based on the idea of Halloween and using the title, but otherwise having nothing in common with the previous Halloween films. This one stars Tom Atkins, Stacey Nelkin, and I can't read that, in a story that features witchcraft, robots, and a diabolical plot to scare 50 million children to death. So put on your mask and get ready for a few hours of pure terror. Halloween is here again.
Yeah,
Wait,
see,
wait.
if you read that
This
as a
makes it
kid,
sound like a long ass film. A few hours? That means at least 3.
yeah, it's an hour and 39 minutes. Again, read that as a kid, and seeing
Witchcraft and robots.
no, thank you.
I do appreciate that they're very upfront with like, hey, we got the rights to the Halloween name, but we're not doing any of that stuff.
True. Yeah. So there you go. That's a scary one. And there's some kid with a pumpkin head. I don't know what that is all about. That's a little terrifying. It's MCA home video. It was rated R in the movie theater.
This sounds like the Phantom Menace of Halloween films.
Yeah, and it's very like the logo is very like rock metal at the time, right?
Yeah.
Like Van Halen style. But no,
Kind of the heavy metal magazine style a little bit.
Yeah, what just occurred to me? We should have Beard read the other descriptions. That was actually pretty good. So I may have you read the next one.
Have to go back to them.
It's okay. Maybe we will read them at the end and we'll splice them in somehow. But yeah, I know it's silly to think that this was a scary thing, but to
I
me as
just
a
like how
kid,
they're like, how you love the Halloween series, but we got rid of all that crap
But we've got robots.
yeah,
and
yeah.
witchcraft.
Again, I've never seen this movie. However, who would probably comment about this movie would be Death Row. He'll probably say it's worse than Troll 2, if he would say anything. But again, what do you think? Quality cover art? Would it be kind of terrifying to you as a kid?
I don't
Probably
know
not.
if it would necessarily been terrifying to me. It would have been intriguing. But I mean, the cover art is definitely better on the VHS than the movie poster because it's not quite as squished up and everything like that. I prefer having the logo as part of everything instead of like blasting out of the scene into the dark border around it. So I think the VHS is a better version of it. It is weird, but it's, I think, very of its time.
Yeah, and it's in my head, like as a memory as a kid. So there you go. Okay, so this is another scary movie, and
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it this movie?
Let the romance begin.
Romancing the Bone?
No. It's another scary movie, but this movie I actually enjoyed, and I remember it being very cool seeing this movie poster in the movie theaters. It's kind of in the late 90s, so I remember seeing this and be like, oh, this is going to be pretty cool. This might be something I would probably want to watch. And Scream. So I remember seeing this giant lady with only blue eyes, and the rest of it all black and white. And this was a pretty major big poster in the movie theater back in the 1997 and 98. And then there was the VHS cover is kind of like right next to it, and it's a different girl.
The
But
VHS cover looks like if you just took that most top part of it and out, but we're like right through the middle where Scream is. It looks like it's a CD cover for I don't know, some like not quite legit punk starting into pop punk era.
You mean like where like the credits on top and then to where like Scream is at? If you took
just like the face and the Scream across that looks like something I'd see like in like a CD rack.
I was gonna say the VHS cover there looks like a David Lynch film.
Well, this girl's not in the movie. It's not Drew Barrymore. But it's just it was just such a cool, like, it's just like, oh, this kind of looks neat. Like I would go see this movie. There was a second movie cover or poster of this, and it actually showed the actors, and you see Drew Barrymore in the front cover. She doesn't last very long in this movie. I don't know if you've all seen it. Yeah, spoilers. It's like a 20-year-old movie, so she does not last very long in this movie, and she's on the cover.
It's about to be a 30-year-old movie.
Yeah,
just to make you feel really old.
Oh God.
But this was the movie that kicked it off. This was the Scream, and that kicked off all the movies. So I always remember seeing this, like, Drew Barrymore's not even in this movie that much. Like when I worked at the video store, why is she on the cover? And the guy who owned the store was like, well, because she was the big hit. Like,
well, this like really kind of
made her
revitalized her career.
Yeah, but she's not in it. She's not in it very long, and they just kind of used her to sell the movie. To be honest,
but that opening though, I mean, it's a great opening in terms of the tension of it and what happens. I mean, this is kind of something that you almost wish you could watch it again for the first time because it does it makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up with what happens. I mean, this was like one of those films where like everybody horror wise imitated it afterwards. This was I Know What You Did Last Summer came from this, and
yeah, it changed horror movies forever, pretty much. But it had some good actors in it. I mean, especially Courtney Cox, Nev Campbell. Those are,
yeah.
But Drew Barrymore was supposed to be the one to sell it, and that's not her.
Well, but that's kind of like the other thing, right? You see her on the cover, and you're like, oh, we're gonna go watch this with Drew Barrymore, and then you're like, oh God,
The girl from E.T. Yeah.
he phoned home rather quickly. But
I mean, that's not unusual for Hollywood to do something like that.
no, but I mean, like
he-
it even kind of revitalized like Wes Craven's career too. I feel like,
Oh yeah, I probably did.
you know, but I'm sorry to interrupt you, Beard. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I mean, that's really. I was trying to think of other examples. There's plenty of them out there. The only one I can think of right now is something I reviewed recently for a different channel called Pandorum, I think is what it called. Some weird sci-fi horror thing, and it had what's his face from The Walking Dead. It was everywhere for a little bit.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the guy at the crossbow, Daryl.
Norman Reedus. Norman
Norman
Reedus. He
Reedus,
was
yeah.
literally like, spoilers for that movie. They find him. He panics, runs away, and he gets killed while they run away. Like he's actually in the movie for 5 minutes, and he was on the cover of some of the promotional like images for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drew Barrymore does not make it very long. But great movie, fun movie. I've reviewed this movie with on a different channel myself, but it's always a fun one. But I always thought this cover was just always fun, like just a cool, neat cover.
So I was gonna say, Scream to me has turned into like the Tremors series, and there's like there's like 19 of them now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they brought people back that should have been dead, but yeah. I think they're making a new one.
You just can't kill Nev Campbell. That's all.
They made a new one just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, no, they're making a new one again. I think another one's coming out here soon. It has the guy's best friend, in it.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah, you're right. So
Lillard.
there was a 2022 that I was thinking of, but Scream 6 was 2023 and Scream 7 is 2026.
They never had fun with the titles. They never like Screamish, Screamy.
They could have. Someone's taken their love of scary movies one step too far. And that was the fun part about this movie. Like it had all the tropes of like a scary movie.
You know what too? Remember when this came out? I don't know if you guys remember it, but no, I mean, yeah, somebody making fun of it, but it was great. It was the 1996 or it was the 1997 MTV Movie Awards, and they spoofed the beginning, and it was, what kind of movies do you like? And it was like Michael Myers, and then it was Mike Myers calling her.
That's pretty fun.
Don't remember that, but that sounds about right.
And there's also a character in this movie where he works in a video store, and he like knows all of we talked about him before when we reviewed or why we miss Blockbuster or video stores in general. There's always a guy in that movie or those video stores that know everything, and there's a kid in this movie like that. So pretty fun. All right, well, this next one is pretty American. It's so American, it's Chuck Norris. And
yes.
This one I've seen a few times.
I love this title or this cover.
Invasion USA. It has one of the most epic intros ever because
Coming this summer to Canada.
Like US gets taken over by Colombians with Russians or something. I don't remember who exactly.
No one thought it could ever happen here. America wasn't ready, but he was.
Yeah, he steps in and just literally annihilates the entire
roundhouse kicks everybody.
Cuban military. Yeah, it's okay. Have you ever seen like Red Dawn, right? When they're in the classroom and like they see all the guys like parachuting in.
Yeah.
And some people die, right? But some people escape. Not in this one. The intro of this one, it literally like Cubans show up, or I think it's Cubans. I can't remember, and they just literally like throttle a complete town with it's the most craziest thing I've ever seen. And they storm the Capitol building. They do all like literally. And I think it's Russians and Cubans. I can't remember.
It's a
But
Soviet agent, what I'm getting from the back of the box here.
yeah. But he steps in literally two-handing, two-fisting Uzis, which is impossible. And he
Well, his
like,
left hand, he's got a terrible grip on that one.
That recoil is going all over the place.
I mean, if he's aiming at anything, he has definitely got some vision problems. Like his eyes are looking off two different
Chuck
directions.
Norris doesn't need to aim, Beard. Okay.
it's just this was such a crazy
Chuck Norris
movie for a
controls
kid.
them bullets with his mind.
No kid should be watching this movie, but I was like, Dad, we have to get this movie. Like, look at this cover. So, I mean, and Mom was okay with it because of Chuck Norris and his shirt that's unbuttoned. But hey.
Okay, I have to look if he's related at all to Aaron Norris, who's part of the production. Because that would be such a Chuck Norris thing to do.
Do you ever wear a
She's
shirt like that for Mrs. Cap, JP?
No, I would be thrown out, but no. Yeah. Now, Beard, that kind of looks like you. We could probably put your face on that.
My beard is far better than
No,
that
I
beard.
can make that work. Give me 5 minutes.
But yeah, this is such a crazy cover. It is a crazy movie too. Like, his name is Matt Hunter in the movie, and he's a one-man army, and he solo defends of America's, I think it's precious freedom. So
I could read it for you if you want.
I just don't. I just haven't seen this movie in such a long time. I just remember it always being a fun movie cover. Like, this was pretty epic.
Wow, until 2007, this was MGM's second highest selling home video title behind Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, because of the cover. And this is awesome.
You're right.
And I think when I was looking for a cover of this, like a really good one, there's other versions of this in different languages that are pretty funny. And I should have added them. Now, Beard, you can read the back of the cover. So.
Oh, yes. I've been skimming it. Chuck Norris is Matt Hunter, one-man army and solo defender of America's precious freedom after she is invaded for the first time in her history. A ragtag army of terrorist mercenaries led by Soviet agent Rostov catches America unprepared and makes her a war zone from sea to shining sea. Only one man can stem the rising tide of violence and free the American people from the tyranny of the streets and skies. Chuck Norris blazes onto the screen, his twin holsters spitting death destruction to the enemies of freedom. That makes no sense, person who wrote this. The heavy action goes from airboats to armored cars as bazooka-bearing terrorists meet the savage resistance of Matt Hunter, leading the United States Army into a hell of guerrilla warfare on suburban streets, shopping malls, and even the sanctuaries of our churches. That is a run-on sentence. Firepower explodes in megaton fury and death-defying stunts escalate the action to a heart-stopping climax when Matt Hunter, America's doomsday weapon, launches his final plan.
Damn it, I got a freedom boner now.
Yeah, it's a pretty epic.
You and me both, buddy.
All right. So here that's a pretty epic thing. Now, okay, I'm gonna share what R2 did here.
You haven't seen Epic until you've seen this.
Yeah, so hold on. Let me see if I can get the right one here. There it is.
Okay, it kind of works, but it never gets my beard in all its epicness.
That's
Come on,
pretty
you
damn
want
funny.
to turn that to a real poster and hang it up.
I kind of just want to print that out and like stick it in my car window because that's the face I make in traffic. I don't have weapons out. Just to be fair, I don't have weapons out. I want to be very clear.
Well, we do have a
FBI
clip of you in traffic.
No.
I'll beat you. See you later, loser.
That was actual footage of Beard, by the way. He's that ripped.
Yeah, totally.
So, so yeah. Anyways, that was my Chuck Norris. I love Chuck Norris as a kid. This one was just by far the craziest Chuck Norris I've ever seen. There's other cool Chuck Norris movies out there, obviously, but this was one of the craziest ones I remember as a kid.
That is one hell of a cover in a movie poster right there. That's a good choice.
I mean, you got this, and then I don't know what else would beat this. But anyways, there you go. All right, so I have some honorable mentions. Now remember I told you about the fun like artwork and some of the like details in some of these VHS covers and movie posters back in the day. So these are two
What
of them.
expression do you think that is, by the way, on his face? Is that happiness or is that
indignation?
That's his freedom.
I feel like that's just his expression for everything.
That's his freedom face. That's his
freedom face.
All right, so here are the two other ones. I got 3 honorable mentions. So here's one. These are 2 of them that I thought, like I said, back to the whole detail thing. But this is Zapped and National Lampoon's Vacation. So
Vacation is a good one. Dang it! Why'd you have to bring that up? I might have chosen that one.
Well, it's Zapped is an interesting Scott Baio and Willie Amos movie. It way older than me, but I always remember seeing this one in the movie store and like, what is going on here? Never seen it.
They're getting a little behind in their classwork. Zapped, the
if
comedy that won't let you down.
Yeah. Do you remember Charles in Charge? Like this
yeah.
right after that or before that. So these 2 were on that show. But apparently they have the ability to do things with their fingers. Yeah.
Is it just me, or is that painting of George Washington smiling and staring straight at her butt?
His eyes are wide open. Yep.
What I think is funny is that Willie Ames went on to play Bible Man. I mean, in a film like this.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
You remember that?
Oh my God.
Yeah. He has a huge fro in this movie too. And then you've got, National Lampoon's Vacation, which this has nothing to do with the movie at all. But
so my older brother loves the Vacation series, and I watched that a ton growing up. I probably shouldn't have, but
yeah, it's a great cover because you're like, what is going on here? Like, I don't know. Like, but you do see this family in the background there with the car crashed on the ravine.
Well, it's a parody of both the original Star Wars poster, but also kind of the again, we're going to that sort of like heavy metal magazine art style.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would see that spray painted on the side of a van.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I need to get a van.
And there's a dead fish hanging from, I think, a fishing rod. Eagles soaring in. Has nothing, no reference to Wally World. But the station wagon is in the background. So I have one more. And speaking of Star Wars, like you said, Beard, this one is the original Star Wars poster before it was New Hope, all that. I have a T-shirt of this, and I always liked this movie poster. It's always great because you do see the cool like X-wings way off in the background there fighting the Death Star. You're like, what is that all about? If you've never seen this movie, you've got C-3PO there.
You've also got the early designs for the lightsabers, which were much more like regular sword hilts, which had the guard there. So that was built off of some of the early design work. So actually, the person who did this was probably working off of a lot of the late designs by Ralph McQuarrie, because even some of the like the Y-wing designs are sleeker than what we end up seeing in the movie.
Yeah. It doesn't really. There's some stuff in here it's a little different in the movie. Yes. But you do have Obi-Wan back there in the background, Han Solo. But yeah, it's a great picture. It's a great movie.
Obi-Wan's in color, but Grand Moff Tarkin is not.
Blendy. I don't know. Why does Luke look like he has something dangling from his mid area?
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
Now I can't not see it. Thanks.
No, see, actually, I noticed that, but I noticed it for a different reason because it is a weird thing because that is the correct design for Luke's lightsaber, but absolutely a production design long before they actually made a lightsaber for Darth Vader back there in the back.
Yeah, and
And
Darth
also to
Vader
answer
also looks
your
a little
question,
different.
yeah, he's a little bit more samurai-like, kind of like how they were originally designed. And to answer your question, R2, Grand Moff Tarkin's in a different color because it's actually a T-shirt that Obi-Wan is wearing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say, I feel like Han Solo Han Solo has a flamethrower.
Yeah, the lasers are very dramatic.
They're
Yeah.
cool looking though. I mean,
It's a cool poster. I mean, if you
Yeah.
saw this in the movie theater before, this movie ever came out, you would be like, "What is this all about?" You know what I mean? This would be cool. This would be cool to see. I have like I said, I have a T-shirt of this version. It's very
That was
original.
classic.
You mean if
Yeah.
you saw this poster in the theater, you would
Let him flounder.
I am so excited about Star Wars.
Cut it where that works better for you. Yeah, it's all good stuff. Yeah, that was my list of movies. So thanks for watching, and remember, don't forget to hit the thumbs button.
Thumbs up!
And make sure you share us with your friends. There you go. That's
no, that's a great list.
Really, it was. Yeah.
yeah, it was.
And you did. You had a little bit of, I think, a much more like exposure to film covers that you wouldn't of things you didn't see than I think a lot of other people because you worked in a movie theater or movie store.
Yeah, a lot of those I saw when I was like 11. I saw those covers when I was like 11, 12, or 13. And I was like, what is going on here? And my boss would not let me rent some of those because I was, it was rated R or something. Like, but the Halloween and Ernest I rented when I was a kid, so it was always where I saw those in the movie theater or
See,
movie
after
store.
seeing JT's list now, I just feel like I really screwed up on the assignment here.
No, you did your favorite list. I did my most memorable favorite. Is basically what I did. Some of the favorites that you picked were my on my list, so I couldn't pick those. So
Just wait till we get to my list and I just troll everybody and choose the worst.
yeah, I already know what yours are, Beard. I'm gonna give a sneak peek to everyone. Beard's list is going to be Congo, Angels in the Mist,
Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, Thumb
and
Wars,
and also it's
George
going
of the
to
Jungle.
be George in the Jungle. That's the other one that so Congo, the Mist movie with the gorillas in the
Mist,
and then George of the Jungle. Yeah, I think those are going to be his
Mighty
top.
Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young. I was just about to say yes.
Trading Places. There's that gorilla that.
Oh, what was that
Fondos.
new one? Rampage with The Rock.
There you go.
Yeah, everyone's gonna. Whoever's new to the channel, they're all gonna be very confused in what the heck we're talking about. I suggest you go back and watch old streams, and then you'll know.
Yeah, see, this joke doesn't really even work anywhere. I prefer mice these days.
Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, and by the way, we're at 588 subscribers. So we're like so close to 600. We lose some, we gain some, we lose some, we gain some. That's just how it is on YouTube. But if you like what you see here, you're enjoying our top 5 videos or these type of videos, subscribe, help us out. I think it'd be great for you to do that. And Beard, since you're here, guess what you get to do?
What do I? Oh, yeah. Hey guys, go get yourself an After the Weekend shirt or hoodie. Those things are pretty damn comfortable, if I do say so myself. And I can say so myself because I have one of each and I wear them fairly frequently. The hoodie mostly when it's cold, which is not very often in Southeast Texas. But check them out over at mixtees.com. Good guys over there. And with code ATW20, you can get 20% off your order there. So check them out.
Man, I miss you doing those.
I know, man. That was good.
That was good.
No planning, he says as he puts his script under his chair.
That gave me another freedom boner when you did that.
Whoa, chill out, RT. You need to take a cold shower after this show.
Wow.
It's been a long day. I've missed hanging out with you guys. First time we've had all
Apparently.
three in a while. Exactly.
I think I speak for both of us, R2, when I say please miss us a little bit less. We don't need
No,
your freedom
no.
boners.
Alrighty. Well, that is we're gonna wrap it up here. Again, you can find us here at After the Weekend. We have After the Weekend on X.com. We do post some stuff on there about our shows when they go live, and sometimes we put polls and questions out. We do have an Instagram as well, where we post some things. But yeah, you can always find us here on YouTube.
We have a
Beard of Liberty
list too when we review films.
Oh yeah, Critic List. We'll put our review on there when we do those again. Which we plan on doing movie reviews again. We're just finally getting to where maybe we all have a good rhythm of time, because with Rick and his health stuff, and then Beard building a new table, and my busy schedule.
Look, it's a great table. It's not my fault. It's taken 3 months.
I think he's actually crafting it. To be honest, I think he's
whittling it as we speak.
So, but yeah, we do plan on redoing some other movies again, and yeah, so we come back to this. But we're having fun doing these random videos about our favorites and stuff, and we're probably going to do a lot more like this. So I think this is fun. And then it might be the next video, but Beard of Liberty will do his list.
I can't wait.
I
cannot wait.
Okay, so I've taken kind of a break on my channel over there Late Night with Cap, but Beard of Liberty, are you still doing the game streams?
That's something I'm going to be wanting to get back to now that I'm getting a little bit more settled, spending less time traveling and kind of moving around, and things get more into a regular, predictable sort of schedule for my weeks. So if anybody wants to check me out over at Beard of Liberty, there's a little bit of a backlog of some live streams, and I've got some plans coming up for some new ones. Other than that, people can find me on Tuesday at Jacob Ironside's channel, where I review typically older movies or X-Files episodes or episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And then on Thursdays, over with Roman of the Empire for whatever the hell Roman wants to do that week.
Fun. Sounds great.
Yeah. Fresca this week.
You know, I haven't even. I've seen some of the comments in my notifications for his thread. I haven't even looked. I can't even remember what I'm reviewing.
Did you even watch the movie?
I will usually watch a day of.
Alrighty.
JT's like, I've lost control. We need to shut down.
Alrighty, everyone. But yeah, I go check out Beard on those channels. His channel. He does a great job reviewing movies over there. You can find those out on his account over there, Beard of Liberty on X. Anyways, this was all fun. We'll see you next time on After the Weekend. And we will talk to you later. So have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.